Yo, 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 Big Kids back up in here. I don't know who need to hear this, but it's over for your man Drake. After what he did to The Weknd is a talented individual. And you sit up there and pull this on The Weknd. I'm going to leave a link in the description. Shout out to Hello, yeah, Yassine. This is wild. Why? How could you treat somebody like this? And The Weknd is a nice guy. I know him. That's my homeboy. I just got off the phone with him. We was with each other the other day. Yeah, it's my homeboy. Y'all know I'm like holding y'all without further ado. Let's get it.
Not only was OVO Sound unable to sign the R&B and pop star The Weknd the year they opened their doors for business in 2012.
Bro, how could you do this to The Weknd, bro?
But ever since that happened, it seemed like they spent the rest of the 2010s trying to find and create their own version of him. With his edgy, sex, drugs, R&B version of singing and his mysterious persona early on during his mixtape days, The Weknd is called...
He stole that from The Weknd. That sound. That dark sound.
Caused other Canadian OVO artists like Party Next Door, Plaza, and Division to get compared to him. Party's name alone even resembles The Weknd's leisure-inspired stage name that both sound like the title of a group instead of a soloist. They also both graphically sing about intoxicated, lustful encounters. Plaza had a similar nocturnal, synthesizer-heavy ambient sound to The Weknd, and Division had a similarly purposely misspelled name, along with their private lives also largely concealed from the public, adding to their mystique. But how did Drake and The Weknd, arguably the biggest artists in rap and R&B on the entire planet, go from being two of Toronto's biggest hometown heroes to long-term rivals? It ended up being more than The Weknd deciding to build his own XO empire instead of becoming the...
It's because of Drake. He burns bridges everywhere he go. He don't know how to develop genuine relationships. It's all about what he could get from somebody. Me.
First artist signed to OVO Sound. The relationship between Drake and The Weknd began in 2010 when they were both in the early stages of creating their future global dominance. Drake introduced his fanbase to The Weknd, who was still in the process of building his following at the time, by sharing two of his songs on Drake's OVO blog with the caption literally being introducing The Weknd. Drake and The Weknd would later meet in 2011 during one of The Weknd's shows in Canada that would lead to The Weknd collaborating on Drake's sophomore album Take Care that was released in November of 2011. The pair's first collab was shared with the world via the song Crew Love, which ended up being one of the standout tracks from Take Care, introducing an even wider amount of songs to The Weknd's sound. But Crew Love wasn't the only collaboration between the two Toronto Titans on the Take Care album. The Weknd also received writing credits for Shot For Me, Cameras and Good Ones Go Interlude, Practice, and The Ride. Following their successful collaborations in 2011, Drake tried to...
All he get is a credit? That's all he get is a credit? He done sat up there and did all them songs for you, Drake? What are you talking about? And then y'all remember when The Weknd was in that circle? And then Drake came and he shook everybody's hand and then skipped over The Weknd? Yeah, I ain't forget about that. You little tended-headed ninja.
To get The Weknd to join OVO Sound. At the time, the singer was garnering a sizable buzz and he was getting closer and closer to stardom. Speaking to MTV in May of 2012, Drake discussed their relationship by saying, "As far as on paper, it's all being worked out, but that's not really what counts anyway. What counts to me is the fact that the affiliation is so known, and that's all I really care about." Even though Drake made it seem like he valued the relationship over business, that may have been because he assumed that The Weknd was going to sign on the dotted line to OVO eventually. But The Weknd decided to go a different way and chose to go with Republic Records instead.
Why did The Weknd go a different route? Because he smelled you from a mile away. He smelled that you was working with Dennis Mustache. He already smelled the mustache on you. He was like, nah, I ain't signing with him, man. Look, all he got Dennis Mustache on him with Sandra Knows.
On December 11, 2012, Drake seemed to express his dissatisfaction with The Weknd's decision to turn down OVO with the cryptic
Yo, for real, man. Word is bond, boy. Yo, The Weknd did the right thing. Cause Drake's still wet behind the ears. He think he's slick.
ultimatum when Drake tweeted, You won't get away with just a thank you. You owe me a favor. Drake fans generally came to the conclusion that Drake felt betrayed by The Weeknd's decision to sign with Republic Records, but oddly enough, the two are back to working together in 2013. But the drama got charged up again when in an interview with Rolling Stone in October of 2015, The Weeknd shared his side of what it was like contributing to Drake's 2011 album Take Care. I gave up almost half of my album. It's hard. I'll always...
Look! He gave up half of his album for you to be you. You ain't even you. Y'all remember when we was like, oh, look, all we know is what they tell us about Drake. What if everything he ever had that made him isn't his? This is showing you. Drake, what? And Drake ain't Drake. Drake is The Weeknd. Drake is all of those ghostwriters. Drake ain't Drake. He's not Drake.
Always be thankful. If it wasn't for the light he shined on me, who knows where I'd be. And everything happens for a reason. You never know what I would say if this success wasn't in front of me now. Drake's producer and OVO sound partner 40 spoke up to defend Drake against the assumption that The Weeknd, who 40 refers to by his first name, Abel, had his hand all over the entire Take Care when 40 said, "There's like 22 songs on Take Care. He contributed on 4 of them. There are 18 other songs on there where that guy was nowhere to be found, right? So it's like, yeah, cool. And you contribute to a few records on Take Care. Significant records, sure. But it was a few. It wasn't a lot. It's a common misconception. I made that."
Nah, don't try to downplay. That's what they do. That's what they do. They steal from you and be like, oh, you didn't do anything. Then why you using me? Why you using? If I ain't do nothing, why you using me in the first place? What you need with me? What you need with me? Exactly. Just want to use somebody.
That whole album. I saw Abel maybe 2 days. I was in there for like a year. During 2016, The Weeknd and Drake had next to no public interaction.
Is that The Weeknd right there? Hold on. Is that The Weeknd?
A lot. It's a common misconception. I made that whole album. I saw Abel maybe 2 days. I was in there for like a year.
Is that The Weeknd? That's him?
During 2016, The Weeknd and Drake had next to no public interactions, but
look at them dreads. Look at them dreads. Those are talented dreads right there. That's talent. That's inspirational dreads. Come on, man. Stop playing with me, man. Drake ain't Drake. Drake ain't Drake. He's somebody else.
But they seem to fix up their friendship a bit in February of 2017.
Look at that afro. This is a successful afro right here. This is talent. This is a talented fro. Come on, man. All them thoughts get into that hair.
When The Weeknd appeared during a stop in Germany on Drake's Boy Meets World tour. Then 3 months later in May 2017, Drizzy performed Crew Love with The Weeknd at 2 Toronto shows during the singer's Starboy Legend The Fall tour. Drake even teased out the idea that there needs to be a Drake and The Weeknd joint album when he spoke to The Weeknd.
Now he's trying to be like Lenny Kravitz with the rings and all that. Look at the rings.
Crew Love with The Weeknd at 2 Toronto shows during the singer's Starboy Legend The Fall tour. Drake even
Look. Now you got 2 rings right here. Now you trying to do like Lenny Kravitz and all that. Come on, man. You corny, man. Wordy's bond, boy.
Teased out the idea that there needs to be a Drake and The Weeknd joint album when he spoke to The Weeknd live on stage during the OVO Fest in August of 2017. I want you to understand what this is. First of all, I don't want to do this to you on stage, but I feel like that OVO XO project has to happen at some point. I just want to say that. But unfortunately, it seemed like the two superstars couldn't end the year without being in conflict again when rumors started spreading that Drake was dating The Weeknd's ex-girlfriend, model Bella Hadid.
Come on,
the
man.
hookup between the two being reported by Page Six in October of 2017. Bella Hadid mentioned,
"Yo, Drake is nasty. He nasty. He always touching somebody pudding. Keep your hands off the fruit." Dude is nasty, man. I know that's real. There ain't no rumor mill. Rumor mill my ass. That's real.
That she and Drake were nothing more than friends, but this still didn't go over too well with The Weeknd. On January 11, 2019, the following year after Pusha T first...
Hey, what'd he say on The Last Dragon? Keep your hands off my woman. Keep your hands off my woman.
Exposed that Drake had a son that was being hidden from the public during the infamous Drake and Pusha T beef, The Weeknd released the song Lost in the Fire with French DJ Gesaffelstein that that appears to poke fun at Drake's fatherhood situation with lyrics like, "And I just want a baby with the right one, cause I would never be the one to hide one." Then Drake seemed to downplay the rumors of a revived feud with The Weeknd several months later on the track War on Christmas Eve of 2019. "And the boy that sound like he sang on Thriller, you know that's been my dude, yeah. We just had to fix things, family 6 things, we can't split up." Even as Drake tried to convince his audience that he and
don't try to make it a 6 thing. This the 6 business. Nah, man, get out of here. Get on my nerves, man.
Weeknd had worked out their issues, such as sharing videos on Instagram on July 8th of 2022, where he showed viewers the place in Toronto where his manager Oliver first played The Weeknd's music for him, it became clear that The Weeknd wasn't through with his issues with Drake. On April 12, 2024, Metro Boomin and Future released their 25-song joint album We Still Don't Trust You as a follow-up project to their earlier release We Don't Trust You. The Weeknd showed up on the title track and also on All to Myself, where he seemed to reignite the Drake beefs with lyrics like, "Oh, look at how we moving, baby. They could never diss my brothers, baby. When they got leaks in their operation, I thank God that I never saw my life away. And we never do the big talk. They shooters making TikToks, got us laughing in the Lambo. I promise."
They shooters doing TikTok. Man, yo, The Weeknd be coming up with them bars. Y'all think that The Weeknd just do like singing? Talent be talent. Talent come from thinking. Thinking come from the universe, come from the spirit, quantum entanglement and all that. Drake ain't got that because he's cut off from that. He's evil and wicked. He don't know how to come up with nothing on his own, man. The songs that he sung when he was little, those Dennis songs. Those Dennis came up with all that.
"Promise that I got your back." Even though The Weeknd didn't directly name Drake on the song, the line about being thankful to God that he didn't sign his life away seems pretty clear that he's talking about being happy that he didn't sign to OVO back in 2012. Drake supposedly felt like shots were fired in his direction because on April 14th, 2024, Drizzy's push-up...
Now, I don't know what they had The Weeknd doing with all his face stuff, all his face injections and all that. I don't know what that was about. But this is about how Drake is a thief. Thievery. Steal everything, man.
Song fired back at all the rappers he felt were coming at him.
He stole the duck lip stains from Darkwing Duck. Y'all remember Darkwing Duck? That's where you get the duck lips from. Darkwing Duck. Come on, man.
The Weeknd as well, when Drake raps, "Claim the 6 and boys ain't even come from it. And when you boys got rich, you had to run from it. Cash blowing able bread out here tricking. Ish we do for chicks, he doing for dudes." The Weeknd responded by sharing a photo of himself laughing on a couch with a bowl of popcorn, and his manager Cash XO posted a picture of himself with Future and Metro Boomin. It also didn't help that on April 29th, real gunshots were fired at Cash XO's Encino, California home, with the security guard getting hit and injured outside the $12 million mansion. Then, in a shocking turn of events, a very similar crime happened 8 days later on May 7th, 2024, when Drake's security guard was also shot and seriously injured outside Drake's mega mansion in Toronto.
Man, they said Drake ordered that on himself just to make it seem, just so they wouldn't be on to what he ordered on somebody else. Come on, man. Y'all know that story, man? Come on, man. Gotta know the stories, man. This is wild, yo. Bro is bugging. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think. I'm gonna leave a link in the description for this dude, man. This dude is wild. This dude is wild. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Big Kish signing out. I'm gone, y'all.